This is Walsall College Radio, bringing talent to life.
I think it's great that you're doing this sort of thing because I think it keeps the history of Walsall alive and well, and it's a snatch shot in time of this era of Walsall. I'm 65 now, so I've seen Walsall go through lots and lots of changes over the years. And Walsall's a very different landscape now to what it was when I was growing up here. So it's good that you got something at this era to show how the town changes.
What's your inspiration for the foreword in this book?
It was mainly about my youth, the foreword. It was my memories of my youth here, because in those days you hadn't got, you used to have to, if you wanted to go out to the cinema or the youth clubs or anything like that, you had to walk everywhere. So you actually got a feel of the town from the streets, because you were walking every day. I used to walk from Beechdale Estate over to St Matthew's Church when I was 7-8 years old to go to school. I used to have to walk the whole way because there was no buses or anything taken in those days, and then the same going back. And then when I went to senior school, I went to what was then called TP Riley in Bloxwich. So you had to walk everywhere, and you got a feel of the town all the time, every day, and then the changes in all the seasons as well.
What's it like to be back in your hometown?
I love coming back. I mean, I've not lived properly in Walsall since I was about 16. Yeah. So that's nearly 50 years I've not actually lived in Walsall. But when I come back, I still call it home. Yeah. Whenever I'm travelling back to Walsall, I still say to people, I'm going home today. And I still call it home, even though I've not actually lived in Walsall for a long, long time.
What do you think of Walsall College?
Well, I've not had a chance to see it yet. What I've seen of it so far, it looks very nice, and you all look nice bunch of people. Are you all hard working, are you, and hard grafters? Yeah, of course you are. And do you want to all be photographers? Do you want to be photographers, or you're not made your minds up yet? There's a lot of money in photography, you know, if you're good. And the thing to remember is you've got to be different to everybody else. You know, you've got to get your own style of photography, so your style is instantly recognisable, and you can make a lot of dough out of photography. You need a couple of really exclusive shots of somebody that you can sell around the world instantly, and your name becomes known very quickly. But it's a great business to be in, and very artistic, and it's one of the things that's changing very quickly as well. It's changing every day. The whole thing with digital photography now is nothing like it was in our day, you know, when all the wrinkles shown up and everything. Now you can brush them out if you want to. But it's a great game to be in. Funnily enough, the bloke that did all our early album sleeves, probably about the first 10 albums we had out, was a guy called Gerard Mankiewicz, who used to be the Rolling Stones official photographer. He worked with bands, he's done tons of bands, and funnily enough, I saw him last week for the first time in a long time. He'd got an exhibition up in Manchester of all Jimi Hendrix. He used to be Jimi Hendrix's official photographer, and he got an exhibition up there of all his Jimi Hendrix shots. So, and he's been in the business probably, certainly 50 years now, and he's the people he's done over the years, he's done probably every pop star going in that time, and he's got great shots. And now he uses them, and the ones he's done of Hendrix, he's took the old black and whites that he did of Hendrix, and he's tinted it various parts in colour in, and he's selling the proofs of them now and making quite a lot of money out of it, out of shots he took all that time ago in 66, 67. And the same with the Stones and people like that. And he's making money out of it now because he's treating them in a different way. And because of how the 60s keeps coming back and the 70s, he's selling those shots for people to hang in the houses now. So he's making it more out of them now than he was when he took them in the first place. So it's a good career to be in. But your heart's got to be in it. Obviously, your heart's got to be in it. You've got to love photography as well. It's the same as any career, really. When I was growing up, I came from a very working class family. My dad was a window cleaner, who actually used to clean the windows in the college round here. And in my school holidays, he'd get me cleaning windows. And in those days, You have to hang by ropes on a
Yeah.
plank of wood to clean the top windows of the old, what was the old technical college, it used to be called. And there was no health and safety in those days. You had to pull yourself down on a pulley with the wind blowing you around while you clean the windows. I thought, well, this is not for me.
Yeah.
But even though my dad wanted me to make a man of me and made me go up there and do it.
Yeah.
But I always loved music. And when I was at school, if you wanted to be a musician, it's not like it was today. When I'm going back to the late 50s, early 60s, if you told your teachers you wanted to be a musician or you left school to be a musician, as I did, you were like the lowest of the low. Nobody was allowed to be a professional musician. It was really frowned upon.
Yeah.
And I took the chance, and my dad, who used to clean the windows at my school in Bloxford, got told off by the teachers year in, year out for letting me leave school because they said I should have gone to university and maybe become a teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for another probably 8 years before I became a success and I started having hit records. And then I was sending postcards to my dad and mum from New York and Tokyo and Melbourne and Sydney and Rio de Janeiro. And then my dad could take him into school. So the teachers telling him off all those years for letting me leave school, he got his own back on it. But I was following the dream of what I wanted to do. And that's what you guys are going to do. You've got to go into what you love doing. It's no good going to work every day and you're hating every minute of it, because that's not what life's all about.
Yeah.
Whether you become a photographer or whatever you do in your life, make sure you like it. And if you don't like it, change it.
Yeah.
And it's the only way you'll enjoy what you do. And you'll be better at it, because you love doing something, you're going to be better at it all the time.
Question is, Hazel, I've been told that you got your name from the pub which is up on by the Cannock Chase called Hazel Slade Dam Blast.
We did used to play there.
Yeah, that's where.
That's not where we got the name.
Yeah, we thought it was the first pub that you played at.
No. We had, our name originally was the In-Betweens. We were quite a big name around the Midlands as the In-Betweens. Well, around the country. But we hadn't got record deals and stuff at that time. And we got our first record deal, and the guy who owned the record company, which was Fontana Records in those days, he didn't like the name, the In-Betweens. And we didn't want to change our name, but he said, I don't like the name, and so when you're struggling to get a record deal, you'll do anything. So we decided we wouldn't change the name. We couldn't with loads of different names. He didn't like any of them. So he asked his secretary, this might sound very daft, but he asked his secretary to give us a name. And she used to name all the things she owned, like a handbag and a purse and that. She used to give them names. And two of them that she got was Ambrose and Slade. And so he gave us the name Ambrose Slade, which we absolutely hated. But we took it because we wanted a record deal.
Of course, yeah.
And we had our first album came out under the name Ambrose Slade. And when we went to gigs and they got posters up for the gigs, it was always Amgo Shed Arnold Slade. It was never spelt properly or good. So when Chas Chandler, the guy I was talking about earlier, took us over, he just said, we'll get rid of that and just call you Slade. And if you look in the dictionary, it just happened by fate. If in the dictionary, if you look up the word Slade in the dictionary, it's raw and earthy, which actually suited us down to the ground. So it was fate really that we were called that.
This is Walsall College Radio, bringing talent to life.